Two unemployed actors, two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
I made sure to time that so you're like mid-sip.
Yeah, well,
Perfect.
I faked this.
So make sure that you don't just listen, you hit the subscribe button and follow us on social as well for regular updates.
Welcome back as well. Sorry, it's been a while.
It has.
We've been very busy actors.
I know, busiest unemployed actors. Between projects, sometimes multiple projects, but yeah.
I know. We unemployed actors have been not so unemployed recently, but...
So, what were you up to? I know exactly what you were up to, but I want you to tell everyone.
I was in a musical that you all have probably heard of on this podcast. 3 weeks in spring. It was great. We closed up on Saturday night, was closing night. After 8 performances, I'm so tired.
Did it go quick, like the 8 performances, or some of them felt a bit longer than others?
Yeah, it was like... It did the whole run. They always go quick. All that theatre stuff. It always goes really quick like that. Because compared to the rehearsal process, which is over months and months.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So inspired after the musical special.
Oh yeah.
I went to see it with Emma and had a great time. It was good.
Perfect.
It was good. We went to the 2:00 show on the Saturday.
Yes.
Which
yeah.
was good.
Thank
Was that the last one?
No, that was a
Another
matinee.
one.
We had Saturday night then, so we had one up straight after that. We had about an hour break.
An hour to... Oh, wow.
Because we finished at 4:30. We had
Okay.
to be back at 5:30 to just get back into costume.
So basically, you're not talking in that hour at all. You're
No,
just like,
I mean...
I don't talk. All right.
Well, we did, actually. We went to lunch and we
No screaming.
ran
and
into
singing.
each other. It was very funny. We ran into cast members around, like the food court around there.
Yeah.
And we just like, wait, hold on. Are you from 3 weeks in spring? Oh my God, can I get a photo? And we just like, it was hilarious. But we'd run into fans. We had a few fans.
That's good.
Because we had school shows
That you weren't
throughout the
related
week.
to?
Yes, that we weren't related to. Oh my God. Yeah, so we had a couple school shows throughout the week. So those were full houses. So like 1,300 kids and all this stuff.
Wow.
We just had a couple kids come up to us and go, you guys were great. You guys are amazing.
Awesome.
Had some obsessive kids as well.
Obsessive kid. Well, it's good that you might have inspired some future performers, some future artists.
We had people like, there were a couple of us guys, made some good friends, but we got messages throughout the night just on Instagram from random 14, 16-year-old girls.
Great.
Just like,
I think I sent you a message. Stay away from 14, 16-year-old girls.
No, you were one of the 14, 16-year-old fangirls, weren't you?
I did say well done. And one thing everyone I remarked on too is huge cast. It was massive. It was good. Lots of guys, lots of girls. Kids were great.
It was
full on. And I mean, in the State Theatre, I mean, that's an amazing place to perform.
Oh, it was
that
so
theatre's
nice.
huge.
I've never performed in there obviously before, but it was awesome. 29 people, 29 cast members. It was well cast. But you know, we had to all get mics on, so we all had mics. So that would take about 45 minutes to get everyone mic'd up.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the sound guy. I know there's a proper title.
Oh, yeah.
You know my technical limitations.
No, just sound guy. That's it.
Sound dude who has to switch on and off all those mics.
Oh yeah.
All the time for everyone. Like, wow.
The thing, we didn't have that much of a tech run. We had quite a brief tech run. We had 2.5 hours put aside for a tech run, which is just the show.
Yeah.
And tech run's meant to go, all day.
Yeah, it doesn't
stop, start.
It's great if nothing happens that's wrong. If everything happens that's right, 2.5 hours is fine.
Exactly, but they didn't have much time to figure
Fix
out
problems.
Yeah, so
no pressure.
No pressure. But it was good. It all went well. And sorry to our listeners if my voice is a bit like 8 octaves lower than it usually is.
I'll see what I can do in special effects. Maybe I can give you like a robot effect voice or something. I'll have some fun in post. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just from dying this week.
And I'll make a note that maybe our first live podcast could be at the State Theatre. Maybe if we can.
That would be awesome. Try and get the rights to hire that.
Couple of bucks. Yep. I remember I was saying a couple of episodes ago that really busy with the podcast and really busy with voice acting, which is great, but they're to support acting as much fun as it is. So I put my hand up for just about everything, and I've been in an unusual situation. I've got 2 leads in student films.
Nice.
I've had a whole lot of voiceover work come through. The last job I did was for a television show about whitewater rafting. So I had to sound enthused, and we're back in Tully River in Queensland. And for 40 minutes, I had to output 40 minutes, which took a lot more than 40 minutes to do.
Good actor.
So that was intense, and it was a quick turnaround. So literally, the studio was in London, and the client's in Queensland, and I'm trying to get this. Like, I auditioned for it like maybe 3 weeks ago, but of course it's all last minute by the time it gets to go. So it's like, yeah, can you do this like yesterday? So
Yeah.
and okay, you're not going to believe this, but inspired by our musical special, guess who has a role in a musical?
No way. Not you. Do you actually? Do you go and audition for a musical?
Yeah.
Really? Which one? Which one?
I just like saying things
You
that I
can't be
never thought I would say in my life.
You can't be like, I'm not a musical person, I don't know anything, I can't sing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
And now,
I paid attention during our musical special.
you've just learned everything you need to know now.
No, so it's a long story because quite obviously I can't sing and nothing has changed since 2 weeks ago.
But I haven't heard you,
So-
you have to try.
And you never will. So
Well, I'm going to come to this musical now.
I'm calling it a play with a play with songs.
Play with words.
Generally, a play has a few words that make sense, but
that's a new one.
it's a play with songs.
Okay.
And so essentially what's happened is there's a theatre group called Sharkbite Theatre, and they've been around for 30, 40 odd years. Used to specialise in bringing young talent up through the ranks 40 years ago, and then moved to Newtown, the theatre in Newtown. They were putting on shows there, and now they're on Lower North Shore. It's an original play. Let's see, I'm calling it a play. Original play.
Is it a play with music or is it a musical?
A play with music is what I...
So it's like,
sure.
what's a play called? Coram Boy. Have you heard of Coram Boy?
No.
It's a play with music, so it's not a musical.
Yeah.
But that's cool. It's a step
right.
in the right direction.
I have a song. It's an incredible story. So basically, Sharkbite Theatre, they've got the Masons have lent them a hall in Mossman, bless. And so essentially, it's great because I'm learning a lot from Faye, who's a director, because, decades of experience. So I like that. What happened was the kids have been rehearsing since April, and someone pulled a pin at the last minute who was playing the father Des. So good old Maxie's put his hand up because it's on in like 4 weeks' time.
Well, how'd you hear about it? How did you?
Star Now. So I'm filtering through Star Now, and I'm like, oh, this is what the hell. So because remember, I'm like, I was applying for lots of, but I've got lots of stuff. So like, I'm trying to work out how I'm going to organise everything, because I've got the paid gigs through the agent and everything to organise as well. Obviously, they take priority.
Are you singing is the question?
So back to the play. So there's one song, and it's going to be a spoken song.
Okay.
Fortunately, which I will be saying. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Supposed to be singing another song, but I'll basically be there acting on stage while people who can sing will be singing it next to me. So it's good. I don't mind the play. It's a bit full on in places. Des is the farm owner. It's been in drought forever. 2 kids. One gave up an AFL opportunity to stay on the farm and help out because he thought, right thing to do. The other kid's got an opportunity to go to school in the city, and there's that whole do I stay, do I go? His wife's died 3 years ago. Times are tough.
So
it gets pretty full on.
Does this theatre company do only originals? Are they like that?
No, a mix. But it just so happens that the guy who wrote the play and who wrote all of the songs.
He did both.
Will be is heavily involved with Sharkbite. So
is he an older dude or?
Yeah. So So look, I went to the first rehearsal on Sunday. And good crew of people. Like really, okay. It's not 29 people at the State Theatre. It's like half a dozen of us. But really good talent. So I'm really excited.
So they're mostly kids, because you said
yeah. And it's like, the kids have been rehearsing since April, and we'd hate to pull the pin at this late. So blah blah. So I'm like, okay, no worries. So
why did this? Drop out? There could be multiple reasons.
Life happens, but I think it wasn't one of the better choices. So I think it was more just, as it got closer, it decided that it was a bit harder than he thought it would be, and off he went.
That's a cop-out. You can't do that
Correct.
to people.
Whereas someone else who dropped out really did have something happen. So that's
understandable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean,
and if you have a problem with the director or something, or like really knocking heads, and you can't, put yourself through that mental strain. Obviously, that's totally fine. But if you're doing it because you're just not enjoying it, like.
Well, that's what I'm.
Cop it.
And I mean,
you're affecting other people.
The concept as well, like asking for actors who can sing. It put me into within the week. I was sitting down with the director and the composer just to say, "Here's who I am. Here's how I work. I appreciate the situation. Can I have a look at the full script? Can you sing a couple of songs for me so I can record them on the phone? Just get an idea of what's going on. I want you to be absolutely. I'm being open and transparent. I can't sing." And
was this
here's what I can do.
Part?
So it was and I'm kind of like, just to make sure, like, we're both still open, because I don't want to fully commit until I've actually seen the script and had a bit of and really met face to face and had a bit of understanding. How it's real, it's moving forward, and it's good enough for me to want to be a part of, because the director's amazing.
When is it?
September. That's a good question.
Because I got to come and get tickets.
Because
Hell yeah.
$25. Where are we?
September. Better than the State Theatre one.
Yeah. We don't have to pay for the Masons Hall, thankfully. Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st of September, and the 27th and 28th of September. I think they've
got you.
So it's a Friday, Saturday, and also Sunday matinee as well. So the 29th and 22nd Sunday. So 6 performances. Look, I'm looking forward to it. It's really good. I really like being able to play with this spoken song, because it's a bloody deep moment. He's fully depressed. Yeah. He's talking to the wife, who's obviously not there, but in spirit, and it's really a full-on. It's an emotional one. Yeah. You've got a happy beginning, you've got a happy ending. It's great. It's an hour. There's no interval. It's a ride, but Des is there to really punch you in the gut in the middle of it. Nice. So that's quite interesting. So the more I understood where they're coming from, and the more I got into the script, the more interesting I thought it would become, to be able to, especially that particular scene. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah, but I've got a student film next week on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, I've got a gig. And this is really interesting, because I want to talk about a couple of gigs that are not ones you would normally think of as an actor, because people just automatically go, what TV show are you on, what movie are you on, blah blah. And as you know, up and coming, you take there's lots of ways to earn a crust. You've just got to be open to them. In this particular situation, it's for a big multinational, and they're training their senior managers, but they want someone to come in and be that difficult employee. So what they do is they give a scenario brief. Here's the situation. Here's the business.
To the actor.
A character brief. So here's your character. Here's what they want to get out of the meeting. Yeah. And here's where they're coming from and that stuff. And here's some of the things that they might say. And then you're thrown in, and literally there's the HR and the consultants all making lots of notes. They tape record everything. They might video record it, and then they can analyse it, the performance of the employee, the real employee, and give them feedback on what we don't say weaknesses anymore in corporate, it's development opportunities, what their development opportunities might be, and strengths, strengths and development opportunities. Development opportunities. Yeah. So you do it probably a couple of times each day. So it's gonna be interesting. I did it once last year for them, and it was just fun, because obviously 20 years of corporate behind me, I can go off book a bit easier, off script. Yeah. A bit easier.
What company can you say?
No, I'd rather not, because I'm gonna give you a few insights.
Oh yeah, you can do it after.
So last year.
So what? Yeah, I want to know. Like, give me one of the. So
stories, literally, I'm suited up. I walk into the room and I'm in character, and I leave the room in character.
So the real employee, do they think they're just having an interview? Or something?
No. They're fully aware of the situation. They've got 3 people sitting behind them.
They know you're an actor.
This is a management course that takes 2 full days. You're locked in the hotel for 2 days. So there's lots of different things that happen over the day. It's basically they manufacture a lot of stress to see how you cope under pressure to get to the real you, because they're probably not going to get to the real you in 2 days otherwise. And by doing that, it's lots of information, or a situation where someone's going to walk in, they're going to walk in and they're just going to go, they're an angry employee. For example, I feel undervalued. I haven't had any love from the company. You're coming in saying you want to cut costs and do blah, 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 but I don't believe you. You're just, and really in a difficult way. One person's style in particular was quite confronting. Instead of saying things like, look, I understand where you're coming from. I felt the same way. We're addressing that by going to do this, this, and this. Yeah. It was more like, why do you say that? What do you mean? Or that's not going to happen, or that never happened, or because they've got their information on you as well.
Yeah.
And that's just because you know that information.
Okay, so they know who you're playing.
Yeah.
And they're given...
They're basically coming in to talk to the senior director of this division to talk about how they're going to change the division as a new senior manager.
And they're playing themselves.
Yeah. And this is how they would handle that in this scenario.
Okay.
I don't think I need to continue this conversation because, you're not listening to me. You're being quite confronting. And so, I don't think I was being confronting. It's like, well, that's the, I nearly walked out.
Really?
It just kept escalating. And then she kept saying something else and more fuel on the fire. And then I kept... Anyway, I left the room and I had a chat because, you do a debrief with the team.
Oh, yeah.
And I sort of said, look, I have to say, first of all, my management style that I like is more collaborative. Everyone works together and it's a bit more...
Yeah.
But absolutely, this is what we need to achieve. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I found that completely... Like, it was like talking to a brick wall because I wasn't feeling any empathy at all. And what I needed as an undervalued employee was some empathy.
Yeah.
To at least get buy-in to whatever the hell you want me to talk about. I mean, we're heading towards common sense here, but...
So this is training for
them?
so
it's training for them, absolutely. And you're paid to go in there and help them get the most out of it by putting them under the pump a bit. Okay. And I've been there, so I feel that. And I found out that person was from HR, where you'd expect a bit more understanding of where people are and a bit more empathy. I know, I found that a bit...
That's so weird.
Correct. Anyway, but it's another one of these gigs that, the agent gets a call. Sure, we can do that.
Oh, it's through
your
agent.
And then let's work out, blah, blah, blah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's so cool because it's not necessarily your typical acting job.
That's right.
Because you're not,
That's right. And I'll give you another one. The agent rang me and said, we've got a client who, through an agency, so they briefed the advertising agency as they do. We've got a product launch. It's a new gold chocolate range. And we're going to have a 24-karat gold card that people can enter to win. And that unlocks a year's worth of chocolate. We want to do a big PR launch. So the agency came up with, let's get an actor in to play this full-on security guy. The earpiece, the glasses, the suit, carry in the gold card, do a little spiel and be guarding inverted commas the gold card. So it was Sanchuro, who have about 50-odd stores around the country. The one in Glebe was their one earmarked for the launch.
You were talking about this one, but I didn't know the security.
Yeah. So the CEO, who happened to be Italian, was there, and I was having a great chat because I worked at Ferrero for 3 years talking about chocolate. Just had to sell more than I ate. That was the thing. But so anyway, and the biggest problem for me wasn't walking in and doing the spiel. It was having to stand next to a huge layer of amazing chocolate. Like the smell was the smell was incredible, like melted chocolate and gold flaked macarons. I mean, come on.
The thing is, you were the security guard, so if you took a chocolate, no one would have said anything. You like what? You security would have come up to
card, do whatever you want. Yeah. I'm just going to stand here and eat all my chocolate. But it's another idea that can work quite well. And I mean, as a corporate guy, I've had to do similar things to present in creative ways for different people. Oh, yeah. But as an actor, it's kind of cool that there's all these different, and again, that was through the agent. You just never know as people try and cut through. Now it's not just about TV's important, but it's not just about television, radio, advertising. Like we know that now, right? I mean, you grew up with the internet. There's so much more happening, and to cut through all the noise, they've got to come up with more and more creative ways.
Definitely.
And it was great. All the influencers and all that were all taking lots of photos. I thought it was pretty funny. And I did have one person ask if I was a real security guard. So I thought, as an actor, win. That's great.
And what did you say?
That's really character. I said, yeah, I'm armed. No, of course I didn't. I said, no, I'm an actor. And I started to laugh, which probably wasn't the right response. So I've kind of gone from lots of voice and podcast, passion project, to absolutely immersed in all these acting opportunities, from a play with songs to a security guard for a PR launch to master negotiator wanting his his love from the CEO. So it's like, and a couple of student films, really interesting scripts. Funnily enough, though, it's with the same school,
SAE?
Same class, AFTT. I just forgot what it stood for.
Fat. Fat. That's what it is.
Audio, film,
Didn't
television
you say
theatre.
FATT?
AFTT.
Oh, AFTT. I think you said FATT.
No, that's a bad acronym.
No, it is a bad. There's an acronym.
It wouldn't be film, audio, theatre, television.
Yeah, they purposely didn't do it like that.
Television. Yeah, anyway, it's a school in Surrey Hills, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So it's good. It keeps you on your toes. But I literally had there was like a week there where I had printed out the scripts, had to write on them the day for the audition and the time and everything. So I had the right script at the right time and had enough time to prepare for each one. I wasn't off book for one of them, but they were quite sympathetic. It was good.
Nice.
But anyway, such is life. So it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, like we both had sounds like pretty busy couple of weeks and done with 3 weeks in spring, obviously, but onto my next 2 musicals that we're in. Jess and I are in. We recently had a photo shoot for Dogfight,
right,
which is really, really cool. So for a uni production, we're getting us on the poster, so that's pretty
wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
Good.
I'm excited about that. So that was fun doing that, and hopefully I get to see this soon. I'll send you the poster.
Do it, because we'll put it up on the website. We'll show everyone what we're talking about and what you're doing. And the other one was the last 5 years in Wollongong.
Look at that. Yeah,
and that's just you and Jess.
Technically, like, there's 4 of us because they've dual cast it. But and we're not together. Jess and I aren't together.
I was gonna say
it's
because that's like that would be. I don't know if that would be harder or.
Well, we spoke to them about it. I guess it's the risk factor as well. Like if something happened between us.
Right.
It wouldn't stuff up the
chemistry.
The production. Yeah, the chemistry of the production. But also they were like, we don't want to put you through a breakup on stage. That's like, it's a pretty intense musical.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's cool. It's also our choice, but I understand, like, thank you for doing that. That's awesome. Yeah. But but we're rehearsing together a lot because of logistical travel.
Yeah, obviously. But
Ooh,
how good
was
is that you get to, I mean, just to be able to rehearse when you're in a musical with someone who appreciates musical theatre, obviously, with experience is great. But to be able to both rehearse for the same production.
I know. It's
makes
so
it so
fun
much easier.
because we pretty much live together and it's, pretty much. And like, we just listen to the songs all the time and practice all the time and do all this stuff. She's actually doing a self-tape this morning for I Spry. To get into
brilliant. I saw her headshot up on
the Archer. No, for Archer, sorry.
Off Archer?
For the like next step up.
Great. Because I saw her headshot shared through I Spry on the weekend. So moving and shaking.
There we go. Yeah, so she wants to send that in. She doesn't want to necessarily just do extra stuff because she's
and I think that's just it too. I mean, a few people have told me, look, you want to avoid, if you want to be an actor, well, certainly in Sydney, it's a market that's of a certain size. So if you deal with a lot of production companies as an extra, well, you get known as the extra, and that's okay, you know, especially if you're good at what you're doing. But if you want to take the step to an actor, then you've really got to do a few other things like not do extra work and focus on that and send obviously a few opportunities, but you can send a note to the production companies you work with in the context you got there saying, hey, appreciated the experience on blah, blah, blah production. Just to let you know, I'm now an actor through blah, blah, blah agency and
I mean,
hopefully I'll work with you down the track. You know, it's a great way to consciously flick the switch with the people you work with to say, okay, I'm now stepping into a different area. When
I started out acting quite early on, extras works good. It's good for money, blah, blah, blah. But also it can, for use of a better word, taint your reputation in the industry, I heard. I don't know, maybe it's just an opinion of one person, but like, you know, if you're known as an extra, it's like, oh, you're not an actor, you're an extra.
Yeah.
Because anyone can be an extra. But it's also, you know, it's good to start out that way. I was an extra a couple of times on Home and Away.
I think once you've got an understanding of how the set works, like it's absolutely valuable to get an understanding of how the set works and everything, how everyone interacts.
Like I just said, like I was an extra on Home and Away for a little bit when I was younger, and it was awesome to see all the studios and and how the camera work and all the terminology and all that stuff was awesome.
And when you turn up as an actor, you're not intimidated by any of that because you've been there before.
Exactly. Except I can't find these episodes because Home and Away don't have series. They're just up to episode 3000, whatever the hell it is. But it was good fun. Yeah, it was good fun. Like all the interior scenes are filmed in a studio in near
the Carriage Works.
Yeah, exactly, near Carriage Works. That's right. So that's cool. And then all the outdoor scenes are in Palm Beach. All the on location scenes.
So I was a
food's amazing though.
Police officer,
as we've spoken about.
Yes. Yeah. I still can't believe I didn't get a gun. So
no
Channel 7 budget.
What did you get? Nothing.
No handcuffs. I think you need an armourer, and that's not in the budget. So
did you have anything that looked like
a police uniform, as in the overalls with the hat?
Okay.
So and a belt which had a holster but no gun, a clip but no cuffs.
Didn't capture it on camera.
So if I've got a problem, I'm just throwing sand basically. Yeah.
Nice.
Lucky I didn't have a problem.
Was that Home and Away?
It was Home and Away. And then that was when the director came up to me and he said, have you've done 50 Worders before? Can we give this guy a line? I'm like, brilliant. Oh, pardon me. Just to beat that up. I'm like,
I always swear
because after 20 years of corporate, I'm like, shit, I've got massive imposter syndrome.
Oh my God.
And I'm still getting up to speed working with an acting coach. And before I had the workshop with Anthony Brandon Wong and just got, the corporate shaken out of me. The Home and Away was actually, I've got 2 episodes, I think. Oh, no, 1 episode, but it was both on the outdoor scenes, shining a torch looking for the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And then in the studio where I, all clear. Wasn't that brilliant? That was beautiful, wasn't that? Including, yeah. So open the door, let Pia in and the other guy.
Was this fighting season?
No, this was Home and Away. Because the thing is, I haven't watched Home and Away since I was in school, like primary school even.
I've never watched it.
And I'm just nice to everyone, on set because you don't know because I didn't recognise any of the actors and people who are dead diehard fans, and there are a lot of them. Bless. It's like, oh, you got to work with so and such. So I'm like, yep.
I was. I like met all the whoever's and.
Yep.
And it was quite cool, but like I didn't know them that much.
Well, just imagine it's a 3-year contract, regular work as an actor, and they shoot fast, so you've got it. Like you get two goes at it. That's it. If you're lucky. You've got to be turning up prepared. You've got to be able to work fast. They shoot with 3 cameras.
And I will be. Hello, anyone listening.
So it's like, it's a great grounding for experience. I mean, a lot of actors have moved on from Home and Away to greater things.
Simon Baker,
both of the Hemsworths.
Chris and Liam Hemsworth. Yeah. I think Luke Hemsworth as well. The new Aussie film Breath?
Yes.
Directed by Simon Baker.
Yes.
That only recently came out. And I remember being offered an audition for one of the kid roles.
The surfers?
Yeah, one of the surfers. From my old agent. And I didn't end up getting that audition, but I was so excited to do
Could you surf?
I can't surf. I was chubby as fuck. I didn't look like a surfer at all. I didn't have, any that much acting experience. So I don't know how they were going to get me that audition, but
yeah, they because I went to the premiere in Sydney and Simon Baker was there and
was it good?
The cast were there as well, including the 2 kids.
Yeah,
amazing movie, great Q&A as well. And
awesome.
Look, he was saying he struggled to find the talent for the kids. What he ended up doing as
never did. No, sorry.
What he ended up doing as a surfer himself, he said, look, he said it was easier to find a kid who's passionate about surfing and is really good at surfing and workshop them and work with them to get the best performances out of them as playing a young kid who's a surfer than it was to get an actor. And because of the type of shooting they wanted to do, less cinemas going back, looking at a wide shot of them catching a wave, which is clearly a double.
Yeah.
It's really it's handheld from the water angle, looking right up at the actor's face as they're going through the waves and everything. So,
and if they're actually surfing, you don't need to act that. They're going to be...
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's a good idea.
But I have to say, the kids are great. It was really well cast and what an amazing movie. That was great.
You said you saw Palm Beach recently as well.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Heather Mitchell is in that. I know Heather Mitchell.
Do you?
I do know Heather
She was
Mitchell.
there. at the premiere. So, yeah, she was there with the cast. Brian Brown, Sam Neill,
It
Brian's
was a
wife.
freaking awesome cast.
Oh,
I watched the trailer.
It's amazing. It's good. So you really got 6 big, powerful actors. I don't know about it. It felt a bit long because it's kind of like I really wanted to get to know each of the characters a bit more.
Okay,
so that when stuff happened, you'd feel it a bit more. I kind of felt like it wasn't enough.
You weren't as connected.
Like too many characters wanted to be too likable.
Okay.
And relatable and the rest of it. So it was a bit hard to sort of get to know them a bit. It moved a bit.
Yeah. But I went to school with her son, Heather Mitchell's son.
Oh.
And Finn.
It's a small town, Sydney.
Yeah.
We've
So
been
maybe we can get her on the show
non-stop on this.
I know,
podcast.
but just that good. Maybe we can get her on the show.
It's fantastic.
We'll get her on to Unemployed.
Yeah, absolutely. We can put another chair here in the bedroom.
She'll love
Easily
it.
accommodate that. It's been announced that the next Thor movie will be in Sydney.
Yes.
Which I think is great. Oh, great for the Hemsworth. I mean, he has to come from Byron, but I think what an opportunity for us. So we need to start getting out and about in superhero costumes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. If we can show them that we're comfortable in superhero outfits.
Show who? Just them.
Yeah, we'll just go around Moore Park.
Yeah.
Find out who the casting director is. We'll go around Moore Park and just sort of,
Why don't we just say
superhero?
We're from 2 unemployed actors and we pretend we're we just walk in and interview.
I've already achieved one step. I did the City to Surf, and I'm telling just about everyone.
Really?
I did the City because it's the most unlikely thing for me to do.
Yeah.
Walking it, I didn't run. I mean, stupid. No one's chasing me. What the hell?
I
What's the
arrived here
point?
the
What's the
next
point
day.
of running? No one's after you. It was for a charity, and so we all dressed up as superheroes, and I decided to be retro Batman because I kind of fit with my ability of having been retired for decades and sort of coming out for one walk. It was great, and I had to say I felt really comfortable in that. I thought, oh great, I've got the costume. I can just head to Moore Park and just. Someone told me that that's not a part of that superhero franchise.
It was Emma on the musical theatre special. I think she said that's not Marvel. It's not. It's a DC. I think I emailed. I can try and. Oh no, I didn't email. I want to email Animal Logic, who's the animation studio.
Yep.
Right.
They did Lego movies.
Yeah, they did all that stuff. But they're
great.
right. I did work experience with them, and they're right in the back lot of Fox Studios, right where Thor will be filmed.
They've been on such a hiring spree lately. Like I've seen lots of ads for
Animal Logic.
Yeah, tooling up. So I guess they're getting ready for
Where have you seen all these ads?
And LinkedIn. Basically, as an actor, you put your name everywhere.
Like even just as a runner.
Because there might
Thor
be
or something.
Because there's an audience on LinkedIn, there's an audience on Facebook, there's an audience on and you're nice to everyone because you never know the other person you talk to could be the next casting assistant for someone.
Yeah, exactly.
So such as the industry in Sydney, small world, Australia. So
Australia.
Just be nice to everyone because you might be working with them. Other news: the George Lucas studios. What's the studio called? I can't remember. They've opened up an office in Sydney. So they've got one in Singapore, one somewhere else in the world.
Okay.
And California, obviously, and that's it. So a great vote of confidence for the industry, and even more power for Sydney studios having both Animal Logic and Industrial Light and Magic. Oh my God, I just got it.
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah, I think he sold it to. I don't know if it's still his. Well, I mean, he sold Star Wars to Disney.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a Disney movie every 30 minutes.
Disney owns
I know, and they've started to pull back on all of their IP from the likes of like Netflix and all the other streamers because they're going to launch their own platform. It's all happening. But you know what? I don't care who pays the bills as long as there's lots of original scripted content. Thanks for listening to 2 Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
Make sure you listen out every Thursday as we drop each episode and subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
2 unemployed actors.